Vet 1, Lions Roar, but means Africa foot crisis persists. That is what you can find on the front page of The Sun for today. Cameroonian movie legend Utia Vitalis dies. Get to read more on him on page 3. We move on to this other set story on high instruction. Valid ones. Get to read details on what Roland Eso pens Fury editorial to judiciary, and former Prime Minister Philemon Yang lands UN top job as president of the 79th General Assembly of the United Nations Organization. Decentralization Minister George Elanga Obam inaugurates two huge projects in the southwest region. From the Sun newspaper, we move on to the median from Yaoundé. The median of Stephen Ojong for today says 9 June 2004, 9 June 2024, Bia's rendezvous that never was. Get to read details on that set story for this morning. And Cameroon for Cape Verde 1, Lions sailed a reassuring win amid a managerial crisis. And president of the 79 UN General Assembly, what role pass for Philemon Yang? That's a question the paper of Stephen Ojong is asking for today. Cameroon film industry, Hollywood star actor Vitalis Shu Otia dies at 57. And tribute to legend Colossus and Trailblazer and Yondongo Mimgoyok Ode to Mami Weleji. Get to read that tribute to the first female lawyer in Cameroon, barrister Mariama Weleji. From that story, we move on to the next paper for this morning. Telegram News for this morning talks of arm twist. It says Marie Claire Nana defiles Paul Biya. That is what you can find on that said paper, making reference to the publication of Cameroon Tribune by the publisher Marie Claire Nana that keeps making rounds on the topical news discussion in Cameroon. In that set paper of Telegram News for this morning, the paper talks of this land ownership and the disturbance with the elite. Get to read more from that story from the Minister of Land Tenure and State Property, Andre Eyibi Aisi. Hebdomia Mesala for this morning talks of the strategy of Paul Biya in the market. You can find more on that set paper for today when it comes to the social development of the Central African sub-region. You can find more on that set paper for this morning. The paper 2 talks of Philemon Yang as president of the 79th General Assembly meeting of the United Nations Organization that will be taking place this September in the headquarters of New York. And black cabinet, it says the Vice Admiral Guillaume Ngali is no more. You can find details on his demise on page 4 of Hebdomia Mensala newspaper for this morning. From Hebdomia Mensala, we take it to the Reporter Sports. The Reporter Sports says Colomb FC in the semi-finals. Get to read more on that said publication of the Reporter Sport newspaper for this day. And we move on to the paper of Ndela and John. That is the Herald Tribune. The Herald Tribune for this morning, all the way from Bamenda, says in 3-month weather forecast, National Observatory on Climate Change sends warning signals. Get to read details on that story of the Herald Tribune for this morning. And Gonga Mancon, it says alleged apparition of Blessed Virgin Mary continues pulling the crowds in Bamenda. And we move on to multi-award winning journalist Nje Eno Ebai, appointed as APO Group Accounts Director. Northwest Elite donates to Bamenda Main Market fire victims. Get to read details on that said paper for today. Cameroon grabs vice president post at the World Health Organization Executive Board. You want to find details on page 3. We move on to the next paper, La Voix de Jeune. La Voix de Jeune for this morning says Indomitable Lions, Carlos Baleba, the revelation. You get to read more on that said publication of La Voix de Jeune for this day. From La Voix de Jeune, we crossed over to Quotidian Emissions for this morning. It talks of Cameroon Cape Verde. It talks of the easy victory for the multiple Lions. And in that said paper, the paper reports of the paper report on the Far North region, on how the population of the Far North region will be benefiting from these largesse come the 28th of June 2024 from the First Lady of the Republic. And road security, the paper talks of a new campaign launched by the Minister of Transport and the Minister of Transport, Jean-Ernest Masanangale BBH, when it comes to roads without accident. Municipal police, the paper talks of the setback when it comes to the training of municipal police in the country. Moving on to the next publication, Cameroon Tribune of Marie Claire Nana talks of the qualification to the World Cup 2026 in USA, Canada, and Mexico. It says Indomitable Lions reassures. Get to read more on that paper for this morning. Fight against cancer, Shantabia on the wavering role in the fight against cancer in the Republic. 2024 Cameroon Cycling Tour. It says Kamzong Abesolo wears the yellow jersey. You can find more on that paper for this morning. And in this one that talks of says divorces actually defies the order of God. Get to read more on that story from Douala on page 32 to page 33 of Cameroon Tribune for today. From Cameroon Tribune, we move on to the next publication for this day, The Horizon. The Horizon talks of Cameroon upstage globally. Ashi Bembe Philemon Yang wins glory on same day. And veteran actor Otia Vitalis dies. Man of exceptional integrity, epitome of success. Get to read more on him on that set publication for today. At Bamenda Workshop, Dennis and Lorena Foundation front job seekers techniques and adoption of measure project are still, according to the 6th meeting of the Council for Ministers of known as COPIL and CARAC. Elite Fund drive to reach victims at last, making reference to the victims of the Bamenda fire incident, as the elite of the Northwest region came out with some money to give them as assistance following the outbreak of the Bamenda main market fire incident. Municipal updates of Victor for this morning says 2026 World Cup qualifiers, go Lions, go Breeze. And in that set paper, it talks of Bamenda main market fire. Minister Felix Mbayu edits offers 75 million CFA funds to victims of the Bamenda main market fire incident. Training of municipal police, decentralization minister salutes NASLA's readiness, and we take you to local development ministry. Stakeholders brainstorm on sustainable waste management all across Cameroon. You want to find that story on page 4 on municipal updates for this day. From municipal updates, we move on to the Guardian Post. The Guardian Post of Christian Nga for this morning talks of breeze fresh breeze into Lion's Den, and in that said paper, I'm still SNH partners concretizes move to make Cameroon biggest tiles producer in Central African sub-region. And in that said paper, editorial implication of Yang's UN election on conflict in the Southwest and Northwest regions. We move on to the next publication for this morning, Vanguard, all the way from Nigeria. It talks of experts seeks danger around minimum wage battle, and in that said paper, basic education, YUBE Act must be reviewed according to Senate and UBEC boss. And airfares talks of prices skyrockets, distort travel plans. We move on to how Jonathan's wife orders force Wike on river. You want to find more on that revelation done by Clark. Nigerian Tribune for this morning talks of anti-open grazing bill. Maiti Allah Pandev Ohanieze in fresh row and soldiers killing. He says army raids IPOP camp in Abia Q6. Rising transportation costs causing a surge of commodity prices in marketplace, according to experts from Nigeria. Article tackles Shetima over claims of enjoying Tinubu's goodwill, and this other story. Police DSS guard breach rate on male million bandits hideouts in Kaduna and Abuja. Get to read more on that said paper for this morning. And Daily Sun for this morning talks of minimum wage labor adamant on 250,000 naira as minimum wage package for Nigerians. And IPOB disowns alleged referendum plan in southeast Nigeria. Constitution review reps and mults creation of new states. And in that said paper of that said publication of Daily Sun for this morning talks of open grazing conflict. NFA calls for establishment of National Restorationist Commission. You want to find details on that publication for today. This day from this morning talks of Nigeria 7 other nations demand on immediate halt on arms supply to Israel, and L'Oreal Paris announces multi-talented Temi Otodala as new ambassador for Africa. That's a French cosmetic giant L'Oreal. You want to find more on that said publication for today. And Badagon, it talk interest based on economic realities on ground. You want to find details on that publication for this day. We move on to Mutation from Cameroon. Mutation reports on Cameroon 4, Cape Verde 1. It talks of festive lions. Get to read details on that said paper for today. And the banning of commercial motorbikes by the senior divisional officer for MESAM in the Northwest region, Mo Simon Emil. The paper reports on the effects on the population following the banning of commercial motorbikes on a dawn-to-dusk curfew put in place by the senior divisional officer for MESAM. And 9 June 2024, 9 June 2020, 9 June 2004, 9 June 2024, it talks of the phantom or the ghost of Paul Biya 20 years after. We move away from Mutation newspaper to the next publication that is confidential for this day. It talks of Indomitable Lions and Minsef Fikafoot's saga. It says the special envoy, the paper reports on how the conflict gets to makes Cameroonians to get to the streets. You want to find more on that said publication for today. And illegal fishing, it says more than 20 billion CFA francs lost to illegal fishing in the country. Protection of the paper report on protection of the environment, what the Cameroonian government is doing towards that. You get to read details on that story on that publication for this morning. We move on to the next publication for today. That is Le Messager. Le Messager of late Pius Jawi for this morning talks of Minsef Fikafoot, war of the the staff, technical staff exported to Angola as the Fikafoot Minsef saga continues. And sanction to Sonacam, the paper talks of Ricardo Mbaga writes to Le Messager, and Sen Eloi Bidon talks of Chantal, the choice of Paul Biya. And we'll move on to this other story on the Paris summit. It says the Cameroon ambassador to Paris accused in this affair. You want to find more on that story on page 2 on Le Messager of late Pius Njawe. Conjuncture economy for this morning talks of the economic business summit. It talks of the competitive economies in the Central African sub-region. You want to find details on that paper for today. And the energy sector in Cameroon, what needs to be done for the energy sector to get a new facelift, as the IMF stipulates on 71.5 billion CFA francs as budget to inject in Cameroon's energy sector. We move on to the next publication for this morning, Défi Actuel. Défi Actuel reports on digital economy, the artificial intelligence, and the open banking booster for the financial sector in Cameroon. You want to find more on that said paper for today. And this partnerships deal signed between the Douala Port Authority and the CAPAS, who comes out to reinforce investment between both entities. Eco Matin for this morning talks of the classification of banking sector by world standards. The paper reports on Cameroonian banks that are among the last to get to read more on that classification table on Eco Matin for this morning. And that's Eco Matin. Eco Matin talks of this one on the consumption in the and the consumption amidst inflation in the nation. You want to find more on that publication for this morning. We remain in the business world. They talks of stock defies rate hike to gains 15.25 trillion naira in 5 months. And in that said paper, Real Rare Paris signs Temi Otodala as sub-Saharan African brand ambassador. We move on to Daily Times for this day. It says no cause for alarm over Nigeria's debt profile, according to experts. And in that said paper, Tinubu actually benefited from Atiku's goodwill. I get to read more on that said story on page 25. Cost of governance, Aisha Yusuf wants Senate scrap. And Daily Trust for this day reports on governors spend billions on car for lawmakers. You will find details on Daily Trust for this morning. And in that said paper, I saved Tinubu's political career, according to Atiku, replies Shetima. We move on to the other newspaper for today. Leadership for this morning talks of the National Assembly of Nigeria vows to protect 650,000 PD Dangote refinery. And June 12, it says Atiku Obi Kwankwaso to address democracy rally. And the paper talks of life-saving services threatened in teaching hospital, according to electricity tariff all across Nigeria. Zenith Bank Adora Omeji new tenure as general managing director of Zenith Bank PLC spark optimism in the banking sector in the West African sub-region. Gaza, it says Nigeria backs Biden ceasefire proposal. That proposal was backed by Nigerian President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We move on to the last paper on our disposal for today. That is Info Assure. The Info Assure for today says Cape Verde 4, Cameroon 1. Cape Verde 4, Cape Verde 1, Cameroon 4. The fighting spirit is back, according to Info Assure for this morning. And we take it to Mike Ngando. He says, the attempts get to read more on that said paper of the Info Assure for this morning. With that publication of the Info Assure, the viewers of High Television and the program press brief, this is what will conclude today's package of the program for today. Thanks immensely for the privilege of your company. We won't be having the reviewer for the second phase, but hopefully tomorrow Tuesday we'll be having someone to talk us through on the second segment of the program. For me and the entire crew, it's a blessed start of the week to you and your entire family. Bye bye.